Listen, I'm going to say this once. What's about to happen in crypto over the next few weeks could make the largest bull run look like a warm-up lap. I'm talking about 3 catalysts, all hitting at the same time that could completely flip this market on its head. We've got macro data that could unleash a wave of liquidity, an ETF framework that could greenlight multiple top-tier crypto ETFs at once, and a chart move in XRP that has traders quietly loading up for something big. I've been in this game long enough to know that when the stars are lining up, and right now, they're not just lining up, folks, they are locking into place. So buckle in, because if you're watching this all the way through, you're going to understand exactly why the next few weeks in crypto might be the most important since 2017. Welcome to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're coming back for some more of that good content, do me a favor, take 2 seconds out of your viewing experience and hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get above 1,000 thumbs up. It is free to support the channel, and that is your ultimate way to do it. Without further ado, sit back, relax. Let's jump into it. Bitcoin, $118,546. It's currently down 2%. Ethereum coming in at 4,282. It's up 1%. XRP taking a little bit of a beating here, but I'm not mad about it. It's down 4%, coming in at $3.12. Total cryptocurrency market cap dips below $4 trillion, as we did have a little bit of a breakout on it, coming in at $3.97 trillion. Has anyone else noticed what I have been noticing here? Total cryptocurrency market cap keeps creeping up, but crypto prices keep creeping down. You understand that that doesn't make sense, right? The more money that's coming into the markets, the higher the prices of these assets should go. What you are seeing is manipulation and scare tactics, folks. These markets are about to rip. Do not let anyone tell you anything different than that. Let me get this. CPI data today is dropping at 8:30 a.m. That's right, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. That's when the numbers hit. And trust me, this isn't just another boring government report. This is the spark that can light up the entire crypto market. Right now, everyone's eyes are glued to one thing, and that's CPI data. Why? Simple. Because inflation is the Fed's obsession, and every 0.1% on this report can send billions flooding in out of risk assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yes, XRP. If the CPI comes in hotter than expected, the market starts pricing in fewer rate cuts, risk off, liquidity tightens, and we get that knee-jerk drop. But if it comes in cooler, oh man, that's the fuel. That's the kind of green light that institutional traders, the guys moving hundreds of millions, have been waiting for. It's a chain reaction. Bonds rally, the dollar weakens, and the crypto markets start catching fire. And here's the kicker. We've seen this movie before. In June, CPI came in soft, and within hours, Bitcoin ripped, folks. Go back, look at the chart if you don't believe me. Altcoins outperformed, and certain tokens, cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, XRP, outpaced the majors. This is about knowing the reaction before it happens. And right now, we're in that pre-explosion quiet where smart money is already taking permissions. So don't you underestimate 8:30, folks. It's the domino that tips off the rest of the board. Then we get this, Jim Cramer, the old kiss of death on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Listen up.
Jim, Bitcoin's on the move today. A lot of the crypto stocks as well. We're not quite back to 123K, but we're close.
Well, it just continues to be, anytime you ever hear about what size the deficit is, or David, you know that the trillions of dollars in the interest has made a lot of younger people feel, this and Ethereum are a better place to be. I'm a huge believer in this, by the way, because I have very little faith that we're going to be able to grow our way out of. I cannot think about how we're going to grow our way out of our situation yet. Maybe.
You mean our debt to GDP?
I've not been able to figure out a way. So it's a great hedge against the.
It conceivably is.
Right.
But if there's financial Armageddon,
Kiss of death Kramer. That's what we like to call him. Look at this. Look, Nate Geraci was on CNBC talking about a standardization crypto ETF framework could be implemented in the next 2 months. No more separate approvals for each spot ETF. What does that mean? It's simple. That means a wave of ETFs, XRP, Solana, Cardano, and even more could flood the markets soon. Imagine this. Instead of one ETF approval every few months, we get a floodgate opening it at once. You know what happens when the floodgates open? Forget about it. The money pours in and these assets start going. You want to talk about the narrative that sets us up for that parabolic blow off top towards the end of this year in that Q4 timeframe where he's talking 2 more months? We're in August, so we got September. October kicks off Q4. We're talking about the blow off tops in Q4 is when I believe that this bull run does come to an end. Let's listen to a part of this here.
3 major stock exchanges, so NYSE, NASDAQ, and CBOE, they have all filed with the SEC for generic listing standards for crypto ETFs, which basically means that the exchanges wouldn't need to seek specific approval for each spot crypto ETF as long as it meets certain criteria. So this would streamline the approval process. And that's important because right now there are filings out there from multiple issuers for XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs, Cardano, HBAR. We could go on down the list, but there are a boatload of filings out there. And the expectation is that this standardized crypto framework will be implemented, say, in the next 2 months or so. And so if and when that happens, I think you're going to see the floodgates open. We're going to see a wave of approvals, and you're going to see, again, a boatload of new crypto ETFs coming to market.
Yeah, that certainly seems like a big catalyst there. Matt, do you think we'll see more crypto-related IPOs similar to Circle, especially around stable?
All right, let's stop it there. Think about what happened back in 2004 with gold and when the first ETF launched. Trillions poured in over the years. And gold saw one of the biggest sustained bull runs in history. Now, I want you to apply that same capital flow logic to a young, volatile, supply-constrained market like crypto. It's not just bullish. It's a bullish explosion. If XRP gets an ETF alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's game over, folks. It is game over for the too risky narrative institutions hid behind. Pension funds, hedge funds, and sovereign wealth money suddenly has a regulated, compliant, easy-to-buy on-ramp for these assets. This isn't about one ticker mooning. This is about the entire crypto market leveling up in legitimacy and liquidity flowing in overnight. Then we look this, Gordon puts this out, XRP with a huge flip on a weekly trend line. We play for the big moves. This is very bullish. And while all this is happening in the macro world, well, guess what? XRP just did something on the charts we haven't seen in years. On the weekly chart, let me blow this up for you. XRP just flipped a massive trend line that's been capping it like a concrete ceiling. And here's the thing about these major weekly flips. They're not about catching a tiny 5% scalp. They're about positioning for the next big move. And that next big move, as we've been talking about, should be coming this month. We're approaching my time frame, which is the second half of August. And we should be getting that push up on XRP and finally breaking above into that $4 zone. In technical analysis, a multi-year trend line breaking is finally like blowing off the lid of a pressure cooker. All the energy, the months, or even years of consolidations is now looking for a release. When you break above resistance on a higher time frame, every candle becomes a potential launch pad. Is this the same setup we saw before XRP's historic run in 2022 or 2017, excuse me, and again before the smaller run we got in 2021? The breakout isn't the end. Remember that. It is just the beginning. And with volume confirming the move, the path to those higher fib levels, they start looking very, very real. If this holds through the weekly close, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, remember, you're looking at a structural shift in XRP's entire market outlook. This is why traders say we play for the big moves, because this is the setup that you wait for. So here's where we're at with all this. CPI could light the match today. The ETF flood could pour gasoline on it. And XRP's technical breakout, well, that's the open sky above. You stack these catalysts together, and we're staring at one of the most craziest bullish opportunities the markets have ever seen since 2017. Smart money isn't waiting for confirmation from the CNBC headlines. No, trust me, they're not. They're watching the same data, the same charts, and they're acting. These next few weeks, they aren't just important. They could define the rest of the year for crypto. I'm going to leave it like that. Look, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Make sure you drop a comment below. I'll catch all y'all on the next one.